Hi everyone, welcome to the latest video. It's Monday morning, I'm on vacation and I'm heading to Vienna. I'm actually really excited because it's been a long time since I've gone anywhere alone. Obviously, I always go somewhere with the kids or the family, so this is going to be some real me time now. And the best part of this morning was that I ran into a colleague and I really regret that I forgot to tell her not to go to work. She should have just hopped on the train with me and we could have had a really great day together. As you can see, I'm going to Vienna now by RegioJet train because I actually calculated that it's much more cost effective to go alone this way than by car, especially if I factor in parking since I'm heading to the city center now. And I also thought that this would be a really great adventure, and honestly, I think it will be. By the way, I'm heading over to the business class section now because that's where I reserved my seat. Actually, this right here, this will be the little cabin where I'll be, but at first I thought I would be sitting here, then I turned back. So the train has just departed and the ticket price includes the option to choose a soft drink, coffee, or water here. By the way, they gave me all of these, and I have to say it was one of the best lattes I've ever had. It was incredibly delicious, so it definitely wasn't made from powder. Well, as you can see, I put a really high quality picture of myself here. It's just that there was a gentleman sitting across from me, and I didn't want him to think I was weird for filming myself on the train. So the 2.5 hours passed with a slight delay, but we arrived. I don't know why I'm speaking in the plural. So I've arrived here in Vienna, and the first thing I'm going to do is quickly buy a day ticket, which, if I'm not mistaken, costs around €8, and then I'll head into the city. I'll take the tram, even though I could go by subway because I want to see the city. I'm heading back around 6 o'clock. The train leaves back at about 5:50 p.m., so I want to see as much of the city as possible. I'll be taking tram D. I think I could have taken tram 1 as well, and that's just a few stops from the Christmas market. But before we dive into the Christmas market, I just want to quickly mention that it wasn't all that easy to buy a day ticket from this machine. So I somehow found it by accident, but there were an incredible number of options in there. And as a Hungarian, I know this is a very Hungarian thing to say, but it's a bit strange that I go to Austria, our closest neighbor, and everything is only written and listed in English and German, even on a ticket vending machine like this. I know Hungarian isn't a world language, but it's still always a bit strange to me. But maybe it's just me who has these odd hang-ups. Well, this carousel, it's absolutely amazing. The camera doesn't even come close to capturing what it really looked like up close. So let's take a look at what I see, what I experience, or what you should know about the Christmas market. In my opinion, it's actually one of the most beautiful Advent locations in Europe. The whole city is filled with lights, scents, and music. So let's see what a real Austrian Christmas atmosphere is like. I'm a little sorry that I won't be able to show you the evening because I can already tell that there must be an incredible amount of lights here at night. And from what I saw of the ice rink on the side, it must be absolutely magical. That's why I'm looking for pictures so you can see that too. So right now we're at the Rathausplatz, and sorry for my German pronunciation because I don't speak a word of German, which is the most famous and largest market in Vienna with hundreds of stalls. Of course, there are several Christmas markets in Vienna, but this iconic place with its huge lights and the city hall building in the background is simply truly stunning. I have to say it absolutely rivals the Budapest Christmas market, which of course I'm very biased towards. But that's no coincidence since it has won the award for the world's most beautiful Christmas market many times. The first thing you really notice though is the sheer amount of lights. Every tree, every stall is beautifully lit up and the Christmas atmosphere is really strong. There are lots of people taking photos, strolling around, and Christmas music is playing everywhere. Even the carousel is blasting Christmas music, and when it comes to food, the most popular items here are mulled, wine, and punch, which are served in these decorative mugs. Anyone who buys a mug can even take it home since there's a deposit on it. Among the local delicacies, it's worth trying the sausage with cheese sauce, strudel, freshly roasted chestnuts, or the germknödel. Well, that's definitely not how you're supposed to pronounce it. It's not cheap, but for the atmosphere, it's absolutely worth it once a year. As for prices, mulled wine or punch costs around €5 to €7, and the food is about €5 to €10, which I have to say is significantly cheaper than at Hungarian Christmas markets. The craft stalls are also fantastic, with plenty of beautiful Christmas ornaments, candles, soaps, and glassware. Plus, at many stalls, you can watch how these wonders are made. If you're looking for a Christmas gift, you're sure to find something here. In addition, the market is full of programs. There's an ice rink, which I'll show you. It's stunning. There are plenty of photo spots, advent music, and sometimes even live performances. It's perfect for families too, with lots of light installations and entertainment options for children. I came here this morning, or rather during the day, and at night, I'm sure it has a completely different, unique atmosphere. If I could, I would definitely be here in the evening and stay overnight. A little tip is worth arriving in the afternoon so you can see the market both in daylight and after dark. And if possible, I recommend coming on a weekday because on weekends the crowd can get really, really big here. I love this place. It's been a really long time since I was here, and I think it's improved a lot. It's an amazing Christmas market. I hope you can feel the atmosphere through the video and that I've inspired you to visit Vienna during the Christmas season. Let me know in the comments which market you like best in Vienna, because I haven't been to all of them yet, and I'd love to visit those markets as well. And now I'd like to share a few thoughts about this Christmas market and maybe compare it a little bit to the Christmas market in Budapest. And now I think it really doesn't matter whether we're talking about the Christmas market at Vörösmarty Square or the one at the Basilica location. Both locations are wonderful. It's truly hard to compete since both of these magnificent cities possess wonderful and unique qualities. But perhaps the Hungarian viewers will indeed scold me for this particular opinion. But right now, at this very moment, I would confidently give the extra well deserved point to the beautiful city of Vienna. I was completely and utterly blown away by the breathtaking view, and I have to honestly say, without a doubt, this year Vienna has definitively won for me. In terms of prices, Vienna is absolutely the winner as well. It's much cheaper than the Budapest Christmas market. However, what didn't win me over was the quality of the food. I'm sure this is because, well, I have a Hungarian stomach and I like the foods they sell at home, but here there's much less variety, and for me, the quality wasn't necessarily there either. I didn't actually taste all of them, but I felt that the quality wasn't what you get at the Budapest Christmas market, although it was significantly cheaper. However, there were some that were incredibly delicious and some that looked really appetizing. Obviously, I'm not going to eat langos in Vienna. The dough wasn't the same, nor was the smell, but overall, I think the Christmas market impact was fine. And for me, the selection was a bit less compared to the Hungarian selection, but that just means the Hungarian Christmas market gets a 5 and this one gets a 4. Okay, so there really wasn't any problem here either. The available handmade products and basically anything they sell at the Christmas market. In that regard, I would also give first place to Vienna. This is partly because I assume they sell pretty much the same things here every year, and in Budapest as well, it's always the same products. I've seen those many times already, but here there were a lot of new things for me. And what really impressed me in Vienna was that you could buy an incredible variety of Christmas tree ornaments. Take a look. This was an incredibly long, gigantic place selling Christmas ornaments. If you can't find it here, it simply doesn't exist. It's a bit like the Christmas house in Godello that you can see in one of our videos. You could buy pretty much the same kinds of ornaments here in every color of the rainbow and in every shape imaginable. I love Christmas ornaments and I like eclectic trees, so for me, this was a Christmas ornament paradise, which is probably why I was so biased this time. But the wool sweaters and products were also very beautiful. There were some really nice cotton items and unique lamps. So I'll show you a chessboard in a moment. So I think there were some really beautiful things. That's why, for me, Vienna won this time. As for the number of people, I didn't see any difference this time. There were a lot of people here, and there are a lot of people in Budapest too. So, in this respect, it's definitely a tie. And what is always a huge positive for me whenever I visit Austria, and I'll record this for you on video as well. I really only filmed it so you can see that here there are restrooms everywhere. This is a huge shortcoming in Budapest, not only when we go to any kind of event, but here there really were an incredible number of restrooms and they were very clean. It cost half a euro. This is important, especially if you go somewhere in winter to be able to use a restroom. I'm sure there were restrooms at the Budapest Fair as well, but honestly, I was filming and didn't see any, so they must have been well hidden. But I'm certain there were some, because they definitely wouldn't organize an event without restrooms. But still, well, for me, this was definitely a plus point. However, what gives the point back to Budapest is that there were many more places there where you could sit down to eat. Here, there were mostly standing counters and very few of them. However, it's true that in Budapest, you could mostly get main courses, one dish meals, so more serious restaurant style food. whereas here it was mostly sausages, pretzels, pastries, things that are actually easier to eat or easy to eat standing at a counter. But I personally prefer the way it is in Budapest, where you can sit down on a nice wooden bench, have a chat, drink some mulled wine, and enjoy all those delicious treats. So Budapest definitely wins in this regard. The other award I was thinking about is what other unique things the market managed to bring in. This time, I would give this point to Vienna again. One of them is this amazing carousel. I've never seen a two-story carousel like this in my life. It was really beautiful. It really elevates the whole market, and I can imagine how enchanting it must look at night with that illuminated, magnificent building, the carousel itself all lit up, and those Christmas lights. How absolutely stunning it must be. So that's definitely a plus. And as for the other plus, you'll see it soon. The ice rink literally blew me away. So I've seen a lot of heart-shaped, circular, and oval ice rinks before, but this one was just an amazingly well-made ice rink. So it was a bit like a labyrinth, a tangled, really long ice rink, and that definitely adds extra value to the Vienna Christmas market. It made me want to go ice skating myself. Unfortunately, I didn't try it out. It was full of lockers where you could put your shoes, but I noticed that the locals would just take off their shoes on a bench, go in and skate for a while. There was a separate area for small children so that the older ones wouldn't bump into them. And of course, you could also rent skates. I'll upload the prices for this as well because I recorded a video of it for you. So that's definitely another point for Vienna. So after adding everything up, I have to say that for me, Vienna takes first place in 2025. This is mostly because it was something new for me and it managed to surprise me in many ways. But both locations are wonderful, so it's really hard to decide fairly which one is more beautiful, since both are truly amazing and high quality Christmas markets, and it's no wonder they're favorites among tourists. Well, I did a bit more digging to find out what you need to know about the Christmas markets in Vienna. Let me quickly tell you that, and then I'll also share where we're heading next from the Vienna Christmas market in case you're still looking at the nativity scene here. It's interesting to me that I couldn't really dig that deep into the history of the Vienna Christmas markets. So if anyone knows more about it, feel free to let me know in the comments. And also, if anyone watching happens to live in Vienna, was born there, or is Austrian, it would be great if you could help me learn a bit more about this. It's interesting that the tradition of the Vienna Christmas market goes all the way back to the 13th or 14th century. Originally, these markets focused on food, spices, and handmade ornaments made for the holidays, and the first markets were called Christkindlmarkt, meaning Christ Child's Market. The most well-known market today is at Rathausplatz, and it has existed in this form since 1975. It's no longer just about shopping, but also about the lights, events, and the true Christmas atmosphere. The market still preserves the tradition of handicrafts, offering mulled wine, gingerbread, and Christmas ornaments, thus blending historical tradition with a modern experience. And this is the stand I mentioned to you earlier, where you could get some incredible chessboards. It was really, really beautiful, and I really hope the camera can capture that for you. By the way, these lamps were also wonderful and were being sold at a great price. I have to say, this was the most unique and exciting stand I saw at the Christmas market. Just take a look. 245 euros, but it was crafted so beautifully, it was just unbelievable. It made me want to play chess again because I used to really love playing chess. Well, I think I've pretty much shown you everything here, but I'll quickly show you the ice rink, the skating rink as well, because as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I really do find it fantastic. And then my plan for the rest of the day is to get on the D tram. I'm gonna go back a few stops towards Kärntner Straße to the, around the opera, and we'll take a little walk together on the pedestrian street. And I'd also like to take you into the local luxury stores. After all, you can find everything here. Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Chanel, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and other such esteemed luxury brands. I'm not entirely sure we'll actually be able to gain entry because it's incredibly crowded at this particular moment in time, but I will certainly try to take you into these magnificent stores as well. So keep watching this part of the video. I'll put on some cozy little Christmas music in the background, and then once we've moved on from here, I'll come back to you. So, as I promised, we're going to continue on with Tram D to the Garden of Stress, and I'll try to film everything for you. But I can already see that there are an incredible number of people here, which you'll see in a moment. So, I'm pretty sure this will be a relatively quick walk. It's very atmospheric as a tourist, but from a filming perspective, it's terrible because honestly, all I could really film are coats, backs, and people. We'll see how filming goes later. By the way, when I usually come by car, this is where I park. You saw that earlier. I really love this little souvenir shop at the opera because you can enter it from the street and they sell incredibly high quality items. For example, I spotted this leather instrument shaped pouch in the shop window from far away. Just look at how beautiful it is. It's absolutely stunning. So it's really great that you can now find such interesting things in these museum souvenir shops and not just the classic fridge magnet and snow globe combo. Well, yes, unfortunately, there are a lot of people here. I'll head into the crowd in a moment and you'll see. But at St. Stephen's Basilica, if I'm not mistaken, there's also a smaller Christmas market, and I'll show you that as well. So I think you can see how many people there are. And it's going to get even crazier as I look ahead. So I'm sure there are a lot of things I won't be able to do that I promised to show you. I wanted to go into a bunch of shops and show you what they have. And here's this wonderful basilica. And at its foot is the Christmas market that I've thrown myself into. But as you can see, all I can really film are people and coats. So sorry about that, but at least it means I'll have to come back next time and then I'll be able to film everything for you. By the way, let me know in the comments which one you'd like me to film for you, and I would be happy to see. I'll quickly check out how this Christmas market is different from the other one, and I'll try to film the things that weren't visible in the previous video. I hope you enjoy this one too, by the way. It's not big, it's just a short story, but it's all the more atmospheric. But to be honest, there are an insane number of people here. Like 3 people bump into me every second. I'll try to edit the video so you don't just see people's backs and crowds. So here I am at the luxury stores, and I have to say, what I planned definitely isn't going to work out. Just look at the line at Chanel. There's a queue outside, and even those who managed to get in have been waiting inside the boutique for about 10 minutes just to be able to look around. So this definitely isn't going to happen. I'm really disappointed because it would have been so cool to show you the Christmas selection here. The only place I'll actually be able to get into is the Louis Vuitton, which to be honest, I don't really like that much. Sorry if that offends anyone. I actually really like their clothes and their ready to wear pieces, but I'm just not that into their bags. Of course, they're very beautiful and some of them are absolutely stunning, but for me, this brand is counterfeited so much that whenever I see someone with one, my first thought is that it's a fake bag. By the way, the store itself was impressive, but to be honest, there were so many people trying things on here too. I try to only include those shots for you where there's no one else in the frame, and I also try not to film people who are shopping, but honestly, I could barely use my camera or record anything because it was just impossible. There were so many people in the store, but actually, it's a pretty big store, and I think Louis Vuitton is doing a great job with it. Thank you so much for joining me in this vlog as well. I hope you enjoyed this little trip to Vienna with me, that we took a nice walk together. Seriously, please let me know in the comments section below what specific things you would really like me to film for you the very next time I have the wonderful opportunity to go to Vienna. What interesting sites should I meticulously record? Which particular store should I definitely visit that you are truly curious about? Or if you happen to have any other fantastic program suggestions, I would absolutely love to hear them directly from you. All that's truly left for you to do now is to subscribe to this amazing channel, and I will certainly see you in the very next video. Bye for now. Please take really good care of yourselves.